Seeing the brand new season of Invincible and hearing J.K. Simmons' sweet, soothing voice as Omni-Man really put me in the mood to do an Omni-Man run in a game. Fallout 4 is the game I decided on, as you already knew from the title. All that was back when Season 2 dropped. Then I decided to sit on this video until now, with Season 3 currently dropping. Rules are simple. 1. Fists only. Omni-Man has no need for weapons. 2. Gotta wear that spandex suit at all times, just like he does in the show. Lastly, and most importantly, 3. Prepare Earth for Viltrum insertion. Viltrum expansion. Enough procrastinating, let's get into it. Can thou beat Fallout 4 as Omni-Man?
Oh, you must not have heard. I'm a superhero. I do this for a living.
Oh my god!
I've been having too much fun blowing things up to think about it. Time to shut you up for good.
What does Omni-Man look like? Well, he looks like this. But sadly, Fallout 4 is not an animated comic book show, so I have to do my best approximation of him. And my best approximation of his wife, Debbie.
That looks nice.
Nolan, Omni-Man, J. Jonah, J.K., Jamison, Simmons, Grayson, is a man of action. He is a man who doesn't waste time standing up to open the door. He is a man who need not look at others to speak with them. I really go min-maxing on my special points. 10 strength, 10 endurance, and 4 intelligence, because being over 2,000 years old makes you smarter than any human. Honestly, all these stats should be at 10, except luck, but this game isn't accommodating towards Viltrumites. Racism.
It just works.
Omni-Man, of course, is not scared at all of the nuclear apocalypse. It's just a casual Sunday stroll to the bunker for him. Not sure why everyone is in such a rush these days. They force me to wear a disgusting vault suit in order to proceed. I head straight to the cryptopods to bask in the delicious freedom of a decentralized currency. Oh wait. Did you say cryo? No, wait! Debbie gets shot. Oh no. But more importantly, Baby Mark got baby napped. We'll need him to help weaken this planet for Viltrum expansion. I stupidly pick up a pistol, which gets auto-equipped since I don't yet have the Pip-Boy. I do the classic strat of closing the door on the roaches and hiding. Very Omni-Man-like, I know. Outside of the vault, I can finally spawn the ultimate armor I'll be wearing the whole run. Look at him in all his majesty. Is it just a retextured Superman outfit? Yes, but it still looks slick. And very, very tight. Well, time to hit the wasteland. First stop, Sanctuary. I meet Codsworth, grab another special point, and meet Dogmeat. The Raiders in Concord provide me my first level up, with Iron Fist being an obvious choice. Preston Garvey bitches and moans after I save his life. For this, I completely refuse to help them.
Just like that, huh? You come this far, then condemn these poor people to die? All right. Have it your way.
I don't really know if making Mama Murphy overdose is something Omni-Man would care much about, but it is a personal goal of mine whenever possible, so I'm doing it. I do actually agree to help these idiots, if anything, for the free power armor. In Omni-Man's universe, he has no need for armor, his skin being stronger than anything man-made. But this is the Fallout universe, where power armor makes you stronger on top of your normal strength. No matter how powerful you are, the second you step into that armor, your numbers will go up. And for that reason, I think Omni-Man would use armor like this if he had a reason to. It was a tough fight, but I managed to put down the Deathclaw and deliver a well-earned teabag. Preston and his goons decide to head to Sanctuary, and to my disappointment, there's no dialogue telling him no. It's my damn property from before the war, and these idiots will not call it their home. I decide to grab a life giver for level 3 and begin sauntering my way over to Diamond City. I meet a high-level Yao Guai on my journey and immediately run for my life. As it chases me, it gets stuck on a piece of the environment. This is why I play video games, folks. If I'm not exploiting or ruining the game in some way, I'm not having fun. I meet some robot who I can finally sell all these guns to. Omni-man might not use weapons, but he will take them to sell for profit. On my walk, some ruffian starts making a racket for the whole goddamn world to hear. I head on over to confront the whippersnapper just to find some dork wearing power armor who clearly forgot his helmet at home. He also likes cutting people off, including himself at times.
Surefire way of getting yourself ejected from the compound. Are you from a local settlement?
He is not alone though. The game is pretty buggy throughout this playthrough. You see, I recorded this almost immediately after the next gen update back when Invincible Season 2 was released. Many mods were broken in that update. Luckily, this Omni-man armor still worked, though it doesn't like showing up in the inventory. That's also why dialogue is so weird at times, just my outdated mods conflicting with the spaghetti code of this game. Anyways, toughness is now a perk I have. Guess he did bring it with him, jackass. Dance leads me through the waste for 5 straight minutes to ArcJet Systems. You know how it goes. I let him do most of the work and spend far too long on a novice level terminal. We clear out the rest of the place and I am entirely ungrateful about my reward.
A rifle? That can't be the best you've
It's all
got.
I can spare at the moment. You should learn to be a bit more thankful about what you received.
Despite my constant doubting and poor attitude, Dance offers me an invite to the Brotherhood of Steel. I decline, of course, and then immediately change my mind. Next perk I grab is Medic, because I'm spamming stim packs pretty much any time I'm fighting something. We finally make it to Diamond City, where a journalist worm takes advantage of me. The mayor himself greets me, and I respond with grace.
Whatever, I'm not gonna be here long.
In the Diamond City market, the game feels the need to show me some kid nearby. I head to the closest detective store to try and get some help finding Mark. He isn't here, and his assistant has her back turned, so I help myself to whatever I please before talking to her. I accept the quest to go save Nick Valentine, and from that level up, decide to become a cannibal.
Kill us all!
Why the glum face? I thought random murder was routine around
You
here.
shut your mouth. We're risking our lives every day to keep assholes like you safe. Now move along.
This fun-looking battle is locked behind some damn doors! What a pile of shit! Some may say I just teleported 3 times, but I would retort, Omni-man flew at near light speed to hit this chick. I wander into a trailer where I disturb some guy's sleep. After he's dealt with, I find a fat man just sitting on the ground nearby. I can't use it, but still, a good find. A strange voice calling for help beckons me to a nearby fridge. Guess appliances can talk in the Fallout universe. Wouldn't be the strangest thing in this franchise's lore. I'm kidding, of course. It's just a nasty, disgusting, irradiated animal. I try to convince the kid that his parents are dead, but he doesn't believe it. On the flip side, he insists on coming with me, even though I have zero intentions on finding his parents. A well-meaning fellow immediately approaches me with an offer.
Cute kid. Is he for sale?
For the right price, yeah.
Please, don't sell me to this guy.
I'll give you 200 caps right now.
Our transaction gets interrupted multiple times by named dogs attacking the guy. It's almost as if the universe is trying to push me to do the right thing here. The only, and I mean only reason I didn't sell Billy here is because I failed a speech check to try and get more money for him.
I can't believe you tried to sell me. You're a real asshole.
Bullet wasted my time, so I give him his namesake in the form of a fist. Does that joke work? No, it doesn't, but I'm keeping it in. Man, this Boston place is a real shithole. I make it to Park Street Station where I'm absolutely not fist-fighting Swan. I like fighting these triggermen. It gives me the chance to be the one stun-locking gun users for a change. I actually managed to get a stealth kill on this guy. Mark that on the list of things I didn't think I would do in this playthrough. Before you demonetize me, YouTube, hear me out. Omni-man is a Viltrumite. These triggermen are human, not cannibalism. This is just the circle of life. Nick Valentine, detective extraordinaire, guaranteed to die without the player's help. I mean, seriously, do you see Nick shooting his way through all these guys? No one else is coming for him, clearly. Me and Nick head for the extraction zone, killing, and in my case, eating anything standing in our way. Now it's time to confront Skinny Malone in an epic showdown.
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for your two-timing. Wait a minute.
After waiting for a bit with Billy on the surface, Nick doesn't show, and when I head back underground, it soon becomes pretty clear why. I put down the anorexic surgical procedure that creates a channel from the belly button to the colon before me and Nick head back to his office for an interview.
Hey, Billy.
What do people eat now? There aren't any grocery stores left.
Well, I can tell you what I mostly eat, but you probably won't like it. We learn what everyone already knows. Kellogg took Sean/Mark, and we gotta track him down. I steal the key to his house. Nick offers himself to me, and I level up yet again put a point in Life Giver.
Is everything all right between us?
I guess things are all right. I just want to make things right for people out here. My hope is you feel the same.
It seems Nick is starting to have his doubts already. What is this making things right concept he's talking about? What about lefties, Nick? What about lefties? What about lefties? Lefties! Lefties! Insane ramblings aside, our journey to Kellogg is mostly uneventful. Fallout uneventful, which means killing random enemies every few minutes. I did meet a character from New Vegas and decided to put him down for good. I arrive at Kellogg's new house with a murderous look in my eye. Does stepping on an enemy mine causing it to explode and kill someone count as my kill? I don't think so. Let me show you the most aggravating thing in any melee run. Being stunlock spammed. 2 relatively weak synths turn into almost another death because I can hardly fight back. I finally track down Kellogg and skip right to the action. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I need some planning. Nick is extremely hesitant to go where I want him, but eventually he's in the room with me. Kellogg turns the tables on me and skips my dialogue for once.
You know.
The fight is brutal at first, but midway through I take a moment to sample one of every drug I have. This turns the tide in my favor, and I push Kellogg into the corner to finish him off. Kellogg's armor really adds to the Omni-man suit, wouldn't you say? Yeah, me neither, but it gives me some much needed extra protection. Nick insists on visiting Piper the reporter to help. Her little sister runs upstairs as soon as I head up, but she's just too slow to stop me from stealing. Was that another level of Iron Fist I just heard? I think it was. No. I know it was. I could go look for my lost son, or I could go visit the Brotherhood again. They offer me a minimum wage position, but it does come with some benefits. Those being a ride in a helicopter and a minimum wage paycheck. As soon as I board the vertibird, I light Billy up. This does not count as breaking the rules because he cannot take damage. Therefore, I'm technically not attacking anything, and you can eat one if you disagree. Elder Maxon wants to talk to me, but has a few minutes of mindless exposition to go through first. He promotes me to Knight for the second time, and they offer me a suit of power armor. I love getting free shit for little to no effort. Dance decides he's coming with me on my Brotherhood mission. Oh wait, I have a mission? I wasn't even paying attention. This forces me to send Nick home, which makes me wonder why he's even allowed up here on the Pridwin. I thought the Brotherhood were robot racists. I accidentally steal some power armor and immediately leave it. The Brotherhood responds as you would any petty thief. Who the hell needs a ride down from the Pridwin when you can just do this? Through a combination of Stimpack spam and letting Dance do a ton of damage, I managed to kill the behemoth all by myself. We clear out the armory, and I head back to the Hindenburg Mark II. Maxon gives me some smoke grenades that summon a vertibird. I never used them. Back to Sanctuary to give an old woman hardcore drugs. Preston immediately starts asking me to help others. I punch him in the back of the head. After building some stuff for Sanctuary, Mama Murphy comes up and demands a special chair for herself.
Really don't have time.
The next few days consists of me giving Mama Murphy drugs and sleeping until she's ready for more.
Hey.
So what's your story? Looking to trade? Rob me? Or just ask directions to Diamond City?
Your money, all of it, now.
This ain't my first mugging. And I'm just gonna say it. You're not that scary. Why don't you run along?
Am I right, sir? Well, he certainly doesn't need that anymore.
sight to see that you've done real good for these people.
These jokes write themselves, guys. Did I mention I did a little bit of redecorating? Mama Murphy gives me one last piece of useful advice before her heart gives out.
I'm sorry, kid, but I'm not seeing anything. You should have seen this coming.
And everyone threw a fit when I mourned her in the only way I know how.
Next time, might I suggest a little seasoning, perhaps? Head down. We have to do better than that!
Codsworth wants nothing to do with me. Preston for sure won't follow me at this point. Nick is nowhere to be found. I guess my only option for companionship at this point is dog meat. He really is man's best friend, no matter how low of a man you are. I head on over to Good Neighbor to continue the main plot, where I get a very warm welcome. I also find out nobody here cares about cannibalism. I really can see myself settling down here.
We should try plugging you into a toaster next.
Fresh toast.
It's nice to know that even when I'm about to have a foreign object shoved into my noggin, you find new horrible ways to laugh at my expense.
It's time to take a deep dive into Kellogg's most private memories.
If a smart mouth was all it took to solve problems, we would have found your son by now.
It's time to take a swim in the glowing sea. What's that? It's not that type of sea. I see. This sea is history. I swap out dog meat for Nick. As good of a boy he might be, he's not built for extreme radiation. Unlike robots. Or Omni-man. It's a pretty simple journey through the glowing sea, with Virgil himself providing much more challenge. His early onset dementia kicks in and he completely forgets who I am after I refuse to help him. Or maybe he was just gaslighting me to get what he wants. I lie to him and say that I will help, and the fool gives me the info I need. I track down the courser I need, who is currently slaughtering some gunners. These guys are pretty large in number and can rack up damage like nothing else if you're not careful. I drink purified water throughout this fight for heals. What can I say? I'm a thirsty boy sometimes. I sprint into the elevator and ride up to face the courser. Supposedly a tough enemy.
Z247 initialize factory reset. Authorization code Zeta 53 Kilo.
Ow. You.
Pretty anticlimactic, I know.
I'm going to have to trust you to help me.
If you knew me, you'd probably think otherwise.
I perform my superhero duties and head back to Good Neighbor, just to be sent away by Dr. Anchovy. The railroad provides yet another warm welcome to Omni-man, guns and all. Desdemona insists on confiscating my property as payment for decoding the courser chip. I refuse on all possible fronts. Time to erase the railroad from the history books.
See what I got about that.
You're just a broken machine.
All systems fully functional.
Virgil gives me schematics for a teleporter, and I head back to Sanctuary to see if tempers have settled. They aren't too pleased to see me, but they aren't attempting to kill me, so I'll count it as a win. Preston insists on me helping a settlement before I can progress the main quest, so I begrudgingly head over. They point a gun at me, then order me to kill a whole bunch of raiders. I guess I could use the XP. The settler's reward is laughable, but Preston's reward might be a little more worth it. He asked me to become General of the Minutemen. Their group is a joke, but that's perfect for Omni-man's goals. I have most of the materials I need for the teleporter, but am still missing a biometric scanner. I head back to the Pridwin to check for one, but no luck. Better just follow the quest marker. A small army of super mutants were guarding the part I needed, but they are all at rest now. I build the teleporter and suddenly find myself inside the Institute. Just gotta load up the holotape Sturgis gave me.
Oopsie.
No, not that one. Guess that wasn't it either. There we go, that's the one. If Father is truly Omni-Man's son, then he should be able to survive a good old beating. 2 punches? Yeah, he's a fraud. I'm not sure where Mark is, but he sure as hell isn't here. Time to punch my way out.
Disappear. I say we attack. Take the fight to the Institute.
Well, the Institute is our sworn enemy now. I'm sure me murdering their leader before he could get 5 words out had nothing to do with it. As I struggle to put up with more of Preston's BS requests, a side comment from Marcy Long pushed me right over the edge.
Sure, let me just stop what I'm doing to talk to you. I'm being sarcastic. Leave me alone.
This causes a series of unfortunate events that you cannot possibly blame me for. Jun tries avenging his wife, and after I kill him, Codsworth betrays me yet again. Nick decides to abandon me again, and I run to the Red Rocket gas station to recruit Dogmeat. Again. I'm getting a real sense of deja vu here. Out in the wasteland, I hear some shots in the distance and decide to go investigate. This is one of the few things Bethesda added in the next-gen update, but facing a group of Enclave soldiers, one of which is in power armor, isn't on my list of shit to do today. They are right next to my objective though, so I can use them to my advantage. The raiders do a crazy amount of damage to the soldier in power armor, enough that I get the idea in my head that I can beat him. I give it multiple attempts, sometimes using drugs, sometimes using intelligence. Just kidding on that last one. I somehow manage to kill him and proceed into my actual objective. Once I'm finished, I check out the Enclave setup and download some data to track down a beacon. I never did. I help out 2 more settlements, and the third one I go to wants me to recover a sword. Is this really what the Minutemen are for? Yeah, actually, I don't really care. The raiders here are hardly a challenge. Our Fallout Omni-Man is really living up to the Omni-Man name. This raider leader goes on a whole spiel and threatens the farmer's son. I don't have time for this. The idiot goes home and I get to keep the sword, making this whole journey a massive waste of my time. Time for another goddamn settlement quest. This guy wants me to clear out some bugs and settle the place. Easy. Not so easy. These bugs are a pain in the ass. Back to Preston to give him all the good news. He thinks we ought to take back some castle the Minutemen lost a while back. I send Dogmeat off and take Nick back for the last time. I finish decorating my house and grab the power armor before I leave. Nick finally uses the minigun I gave him way back at the start, making good use of resources near the end, I see. Well, it's time to take back this half-destroyed castle. Why are we doing this again? These Mirelurks are a massive pain in my ass. And things only get worse when the Mirelurk Queen shows up. She's a moron who can't navigate simple spaces, but she does have a ranged attack. She also does way too much damage for me to fight alone, which is why my allies decide to seemingly abandon me. After the fight, Preston comes running in from God knows where, acting like he helped. Now that I did something for Preston, he's gonna have me do more things for him. Then maybe sometime down the line he'll help me out. You know how it goes, more monotonous settlement quests. This settlement quest is pretty simple. I'm able to pay off the extremely cheap ransom for this guy's son. Even he is pretty surprised I would go down that path.
Oh, okay, thanks. I just hope I can trust those raiders to keep their promise.
Never give in to terrorist demands unless you don't really care about the hostage, then go right ahead. The next settlers are so out of the way from everything that my closest fast travel point is in the glowing sea. I decided before helping them that I may as well give Piper that story she wanted earlier.
Here's your headline. Local man says no.
So, I know you're from a vault. How would you describe your time on the inside?
It was just me and 1,000 guinea pigs. They turned carnivorous.
So, you've seen the Commonwealth, Diamond City. How does it compare to your old life?
I've been having too much fun blowing things up to think about it.
What would you say to someone out there who's lost a loved one but might be too scared or too numb to the world to look for them?
Find who's responsible and make them pay. Simple as that.
Alright, Piper, fuck off. Your face has occupied enough time in my video. I send her to Starlight Drive-In, the place I cleared earlier that's entirely empty. Have fun. I head back to Sanctuary and for the life of me cannot seem to find Nick. I'll settle with Codsworth, I guess. Preston tells me in person that the castle is trying to contact me via radio. Seems like the whole radio system is pointless. This old hag is here to tell me something, once I'm done fucking around with her at least. Honestly, I have to give props to the Bethesda writers. They have to constantly come up with reasons other characters put up with your constant sarcasm and doubting. Usually it's something along the lines of, "You might be an ass, but your actions lead to positive outcomes, so I'll put up with you." She leads me into the armory, in a feeble attempt to get me killed, I presume. She gets downed and I get out of there. I head back to, you guessed it, Sanctuary, where I grab Nick Valentine in the freshly repaired power armor. Now this robot won't stand a chance. I build the Minutemen some artillery, and they ask me to demonstrate it on some cars. Since they aren't asking me to kill anything with it, I'll oblige, but that won't stop me from standing right next to the blast zone. As I'm stumbling around Diamond City, looking for some part the Minutemen needed, I come across a tense situation.
2 slugs in the gut, plus the fall from the elevator. I ain't gonna make it.
Just let go. It'll all be over soon.
No, damn it, Danny! Don't listen! Hang in there!
Just for the record, I have a bunch of stim packs on me.
Pastor.
A man has just died. Don't just stand there and gawk.
The paper was right all along. I always thought the mayor was...
What? He said not to stand there and gawk. Well, it's time to go try and talk down the mayor, I guess.
Hell, I'd vote for him again.
Cracking jokes? I'll kill her. I swear I will.
Time to shut you up for good.
You'll never take me alive.
Does it even count as cannibalism when they're a synth? Valentine and Piper seem to think so. I accidentally sidestep right out the window, bringing me back to my quick save before I dealt with the mayor. Man, they should really get some safety rails on that elevator platform. I do it pretty much the same way and head back to the Minutemen castle, where I finish building up the defenses and the Institute starts their attack.
That's just wrong.
Preston has some good news. We have a way into the Institute, and I waste no time in going there. These tunnels are a damn maze full of locked doors and terminals I can't use. All of it is a waste of time though. I just gotta sprint through and find the teleporter. Preston hands me an explosive for their reactor, and off I go, killing synths and unarmed scientists alike. Just gotta turn off the lockdown, ignore the evacuation command, and head to the reactor core. I place the fusion pulse charge on the reactor and get out of there. Don't worry about them taking the charge off. Bethesda NPCs are too stupid to do anything like that. The synth version of Omni-man's son shows up, hoping to be saved. Sorry kid, you're a robot. You aren't gonna grow up to be a Viltrumite, and you sure as hell aren't Mark. You know, with everyone calling him Sean, I'm beginning to think Mark Grayson isn't actually in this game. Guess it's time to nuke the Institute and all the people still in there. Bunch of nerds. I inform Preston of the massacre he just participated in and enact Omni-man's last plan. I bum rush Preston and the goons he brought along, crippling the already crippled Minutemen. The weakest group possible is in charge of the Commonwealth. The most technologically advanced group, the Institute, is destroyed. Virgil has no hope for a cure, and Mama Murphy is no more. I think this is a world that is ready for Viltrum expansion. Omni-man just has to fly out to space to tell them. And so, the man who thought himself a Viltrumite fell to his death, forever changing the wasteland with his actions, but more importantly, teaching you all a valuable lesson. Don't jump off of buildings if you can't fly.
You did issue the evacuation order, right? I didn't notice in all the chaos.
I didn't have time to waste helping our enemies get away. They're all dead.
My God. So we just... killed everyone?
I'm upset. Louder! I'm upset. Louder!